Hello everybody, it's Holger Mueller here from Constellation Research, here to talk to you about day 2 of the IBM Quantum Partner Forum, together with a special guest, Sean Dudley from Arizona State University. Not Arizona State, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's a big thing which we missed up as
University of Arizona, I hear, is a school down there somewhere. I've never found it. But yes, Arizona State is the one you want to think
of. Yeah, the other one, right?
Yeah,
so they never mentioned one. Yeah, so quickly to recap day 2, right? We had a great start about the quantum use cases. We learned there from Jamie about that, and then different leads, and there's going to be breakout sessions this afternoon about this. We learned about the academia uptake. We learned from the Posen, Poland Supercomputer Center. We learned from Tokyo University, and we learned from Pink out of Quebec what they're doing on quantum. And then we finished up with some interesting market sizing from BCG, our friends at IDC, and the view from Capgemini on what are the upcoming quantum use cases. So that pretty much is quickly in a nutshell what happened this morning. Now here with Sean to talk about what Arizona State University is doing with quantum.
Sure. Yeah, so Arizona State University, we're leading for the state of Arizona something called the Quantum Collaborative, which is a larger initiative, broader, outward-focused initiative that includes academic research institutions from around the country, industry from around the country, industry from also around the world, and then national labs and other organizations that we need to interface with, including, of course, federal agencies that we're in dialogues with to explore how we can be effective in the research realm.
Very interesting. And what are you doing with IBM on that?
So IBM was the original partner that we chose when deciding where we wanted to do our core work, meaning, for example, quantum and traditional advanced computing, quantum algorithm development. We knew we needed some capacity that was internal to the initiative, and we looked around for which offering would make the most sense. What we noticed with IBM was a very mature program, not just a program where you would gain access to systems, but also you gain access to a partner network.
Okay.
And tremendous support, tremendous materials. Everything we encountered was a very high production quality. So we weren't entirely ready for the total amount of support that we received after signing. But at that point, my task became approach the state, secure the funding, become a quantum innovation center.
Very good, excellent. And this is what the Partner Forum is all about, bringing the people together which are relevant to make this successful, which it frankly takes a village, right? Academic institutions have a typical problem of high academic freedom, doing things together. It's kind of like getting tough to get everybody around. Any advice, experience you can share about aligning this?
Certainly. I think it's critical that when you're taking on something as vast as QISC, that you not attempt to do so with, for example, a single subject expert at the helm, maybe a full center, maybe an institute. That's still, I think, insufficient. You need the administration involved.
Yep.
So I report to the Vice President for Research. I'm also a researcher. But our task has been to identify where we have strengths that matter in terms of advancing quantum in the country and with our partners. If you're attempting to do that, I think in terms of, within a research area, or a researcher is attempting to corral everyone and accomplish this, I just don't see how that can be nearly as effective as coordinating, with support from the administration, from the Vice President or Vice Chancellor for Research, with the state's, interest also in the mix, as we have from our Board of Regents. That's essentially where our funding support came from, was the state of Arizona.
So it sounds like pretty much a top-down approach.
It is, yeah, with deep mindfulness around identifying who your experts are, involving them early, because they certainly deserve that seat at the table. The majority of our current activity involves steering committees that are all faculty-led, and we are there to empower them, meaning help with facilitation, connections, ensure that if there's an interesting industry partner they'd like to bring forward to have a discussion with, that's available to them. And in addition, just seed funding their interests rapidly. Because if you put in a proposal to the National Science Foundation or Department of Energy, and you can prove something ahead of time, you're also proving you can collaborate with the scientists that you're naming. It's a huge differentiator in emerging technology areas.
Very interesting. Can you speak about some of your most eager customers? Who's most eager to do something?
Well, interestingly, there are a few categories. We've been doing quite a bit with Oak Ridge National Lab, but also we've had a series of conversations with University of Wyoming most recently. And not a university I had named in the 20 years of my work at ASU previously, but during times like this, you never know who's going to differentiate into the space and show great success. So University of Wyoming's Vice President for Research showed up expressing their interest in joining our Quantum Collaborative, as I said, is this sort of metastructure where we've got the Quantum Innovation Center as this kind of core capacity. And they recently had won a $5 million award also from the National Science Foundation to sort of bootstrap their efforts. Good. They also have support from the state. They have support from administration, all the pieces and parts. So I'd say watch out for Wyoming.
Culturally competitive. Yeah,
yeah,
important.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, good to see. Good to hear. And so finally, is going to model when Arizona State's going to win the NCAA March Madness?
Probably every year from now. Because you have the quantum advantage. You have everybody aligned. We can optimize for victory. Yes. Quantum annealing and everything else.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much to Sean Dudley from ASU for being here and sharing what you're doing with IBM Quantum.
Yeah.
And you get more updates from me on day 2. And don't forget, tomorrow's going to be day 3 update. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.